Good morning, children. I am your English teacher, Nafisa Edinbala, as usual, right? Back with a new session in English today. And that also we'll be doing it in from Balbhati. Hope you all are doing great and you all are safe and enjoying your holiday. It seems you have a very long holidays, right? Sitting at home, enjoying, no teacher scolding, shouting, right? So today, children, we are going to do a new chapter in English in your Balbharti. Hope you all have your books in front of you. Now, I would like to tell you something that today we are going to learn about a very well-known personality. We have also done little in previous lesson. I hope you are getting whom I'm talking about. Yes, I'm talking about our ex-president APJ Abdul Kalam. In this lesson, that is 2.4, children, we will be doing 3 visions of India in which Abdul Kalam wishes that India has to be like this. He wants India to become like this. And his 3 wishes, and that 3 wishes he is named as 3 vision. Children, you all know that Abdul Kalam was called what? Missile Man. We have done in the second chapter, Dick Whittington. And you all know what is his full name. Let me tell you. His full name is Abul Fakir Zainul Abidin Abdul Kalam. It's a very long name, so we have made it very short. Got it? Abul Fakir Zainul Abidin Abdul Kalam. So let us have a little short talk on him. Let me introduce who he was, from where he was. Now to tell you, he was first of all, he was aerospace scientist. He was born in Dhankodi near Rameshwar in South, in a Muslim family, a very poor family. He studied in government school and he went to Madras College of Science where he studied BSc with physics, and later he went into the faculty of aerospace engineering, children. And he plays a major role in making our India nuclear power, a strong power under him. Now, as you all know that he was the president, but how much? 11th president of India. So this lesson is about Abdul Kalam, 3 vision of India. Now this lesson, the content of this lesson is from one of his book which he has written about his wishes, that what he wants India to be, and the same speech he had delivered in an inaugural, that is an opening speech in Hyderabad at Indian Institute of Technology. Now, in this speech, he throws a light upon the manner in which he sees and wishes India to be. He has enlisted 3 visions that he holds for our country, and he has stated that we have developed by 3 things. Yes, children? So now I'll tell you something more about him. This Abdul Kalam spent 4 decades. 4 decades means uh, many years. That is not 4 years. I'm talking about 4 decades means 40 years as science administrator in DRDO, and in ISRO he was involved in a space program and a military missile development. He is known as a missile man, I had told you before, for his work in development of ballistic missile. He prepared a missile, you know that? Ballistic, and which he launched. So that is why we call him Missile Man. See how he did not come from a rich family, but see how he became great. So there are many such great people in our history whom we really don't know. But and we have never acknowledged them also. Right, children? Now, very first thing, before we start, we have a warming up exercise, children, and we are going to do that. So, let's get started, children. Now, open the very first page in your book where there is a preamble, right? Every morning, when you gather on the school ground, you all recite this, right? We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic, and to secure to all its citizens justice, that is economic, social and political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith and worship, equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. In our Constituent Assembly, this 26th November 1949, do hereby adopt, enact, and give to ourselves this Constitution. You all recite this? Yes. And this is what we are making a promise to our country, that we are going to be like that. Now, children, go back to your page number 39, the first part. Now, you have already read the preamble in India given in your textbook. Pick out. Now, there are certain words, that is brotherhood, freedom, honestly and seriously, fair and impartial treatment, having supreme authority, unity and oneness, and a promise made to oneself. Now, what are the words which are mentioned in preamble which stands for these particular words which are said now? Like brotherhood, what is the word we use in our constitution, in our preamble, which is there in our constitution? We use fraternity. See, for freedom, we use liberty. For earnestly and seriously, we use solemnly resolve. Fair and impartial treatment, equality. Having supreme authority, sovereign. Unity and oneness, we, the people of India. We means we all, unity, right? And a promise you make to yourself is adopt, enact, and give to ourselves. Means we are promising our own self. Now, the second part, children, second question is about grammar. Finite and non-finite verbs. Now, as you see, children, this is a grammar part. We have already done verbs. You have been doing verbs, right? You all know better. But this is little brief explanation which I will be going it through. Now, verbs are action word. Yes, running, walking, talking, right? Sitting. So all these are verbs. Action, just like action hai. Now these verbs can be classified into two, that is finite and non-finite. Now you read the sentence below, right? I play football. He plays football. They play football. Manish plays football. Now you are seeing some changes. So, finite verbs. I tell you the easiest way to remember the finite verb is the verb exactly after the noun is a verb that is finite. But there is one thing in it, it changes with the, what is written over here? Changes with a person. That is first person, second person, third person. Right? I is a first person. So you write the first base form of a verb, play. Now he is a third person. You're talking about somebody else. So here the verb becomes plays. So the verb which is play, plays, play, it changes with the noun, or you can say subject which you are talking about. And those words which exactly comes after the noun or a subject, you can say, are called finite verbs. They play. Here you're talking plural, third person. Manish plays. Here also, but it is exactly after the subject. So they are called finite. This is the easiest way. I don't want to confuse you, because there are, again, if you go to non-finite and finite, then it comes with tenses also. It again changes with the present tense, past tense, future tense, continuous. This is the basic one. So we are just going to do right now this. First of all, you must understand the base of the verbs, basic things of the verbs. So we are going to do that. Now, if you go back down again, I like to play football. He likes to play football. They like playing football. Manish likes to play football. Here, these are the examples of non-finite. Now, non-finite verbs, they do not change anyhow with irrespective to subject, tenses, person, nothing. See, I के बाद like, it is finite verb. He is a third person, likes, finite verb. But next verb is what? First में to play. It remains the same. He likes to play. Again, it remains the same. So, another word which is not exactly next to the subject doesn't, there are two verbs. So, the second verb which is there with attached with to has not changed. Right? So, they are called non-finite. Like, and sometimes it is with, see, non-finites are with infinitives, gerunds and participle. So ing, play with ing is playing. So playing, something is added to it. So that becomes infinitives, gerund and participle. So these don't change. The first word which does not change with the subject, right? That is, non-finites do not have any effect. They remain the same. Now, children, let's start with our main hero of the lesson. The people's president. I call him a people president. Why? Because he worked for our Indian people. APJ Abdul Kalam. He was born on 15th October 1931 and he passed away on 27 July 2015. Now he was the 11th President of India from 2002 to 2007. he has made India into a nuclear state, and the project was Pokhran 2 in 1998. He was also a project director of India's first indigenous satellite launch, SLV-3, that is Satellite Launch Vehicle, which injected the Rohini satellite in the orbit of the Earth in 1980. In DRDO, developed an operational of Agni and Prithvi missile. When he was working with DRDO, he developed Agni and Prithvi missile, and he was responsible for evolution of ISRO's launch vehicle. I told you, ballistic vehicle program, in which he launched particularly PSLV configuration. He has received honorary titles, doctorates from 30 universities and institutions, and he was awarded Bharat Ratna in 1997. So, see, he came from a very small Muslim family, and he went to become and he was a very humble, very humble. Now let's start, children. See, this is the house he was born, the house, Dhanogdi, in Rameshwaram. And he loved children. He would never show away the children. And see, he's working with this thing. So he was called a missile man. See, missiles which is made from it. Right? You can see all this when India became a number one nuclear power in India under him. Now, children, something more about him. Now, you see I love this personality, because whatever he has told us and whatever he wants, we must always try to grasp that thing in ourselves. हमें वो चीज़ अपनानी चाहिए, बिकॉज उसने हमारे अच्छे के लिए कहा, एंड ही वॉन्ट्स अस टू डू दिस फॉर आवर ओन कंट्री. So I think I have no words to describe this personality. He was a wonderful personality. Now, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, again his birth date is given. His birth anniversary is observed as a World Students Day. We celebrate just say Children's Day 14 January, 5th September, Teachers Day. So his birthday is celebrated as World Students Day. Now, he spent 4 decades as a scientist and science administrator. I've already told you before. At a defense research, DRDO means Defense Research and Development Organization, and Indian Space Research, or ISRO, and was intimately involved in India's civilian space program. It is a missile development. Now, these are the honorary titles he received in particular years. In 1981, he received Padma Bhushan from Government of India. In 1990, he was honored as a Padma Vibhushan, again by the Government of India. 1997, again he was given a title of Bharat Ratna by Government of India. In 97, he was awarded as Indira Gandhi National Integration, again by Indian government. Veer Savarkar Award also he was given in 98 next year. In 2000, Sastra Ramanujan Prize, Sanmugha Arts and Science Technology and Research Academy was given to him. In 213, Von Braun Award by the National Space Society. So see how many awards he won in his life. Means he must have done real great things, right? He worked for our country. He was a very humble, kind-hearted, generous. I'm telling you, I have no words to describe him. Now, these are the books which he has written, the books which he wrote. Mission India, the Vision for Indian Youth, Abdul Kalam, right? All these books, inspiring thoughts, development in fluid mechanism, space technology, indomitable spirit, ignited minds, unleashing the power within India, guiding souls' dialogues on the purpose of life, wings of fire, and he was a very good poem. So he's written one poem also, the Life Tree Poems. The vision of a new millennium with Y.S. Rajan, he has written, envisioning and power empowered India, nation technology for social transformation. All these books are written by him. So he was a great writer, a poet, and a scientist, and a great engineer. That is why we call him Missile Man. Now, let's start with the lesson, children. Now, there are certain children, I'm not picking up textbook pages because I want to put some pictures for you. So, I've done for this for you. But there are meanings in your textbook. Please do, these meanings are very important. Please do write down in your notebooks and understand. I'm going to go with this lesson all the minute details what he has done. Now, Dr. Abdul Kalam, the father of India's integrated guided missile. What does integrated means? Combined, right? Missile program states three vision. He has three visions for India based on achievement and progress. Because he said in his speech, right, that India has made progress. So he has three visions that he has witnessed in the history of nation and during his career as a missile scientist. Dr. Kalam's three vision for India is first is freedom, second is development, and standing up to the rest of the world. Now, what is one saying over here? One very good proverb which I have pasted. To succeed in your mission, you must have a single-minded devotion. Means what? If you want to succeed, आपने कोई हाथ में कोई काम लिया है, if you want to succeed, you should have that devotion, single-minded decision कि मुझे ये करना ही है. And a day will come, you will be able to accomplish that goal. Right, children? Now, the focus of his presentation is on developing India. Now, the first thing is what? अगर India develop होगी, तो he want to focus that thing to its fullest potential while standing up. अगर develop होगी, तो then हम दूसरे country के बराबर खड़े रह सकते हैं while standing up to the rest of the world with full validated means हमारे में वो ताकत validated potential है with respects to all the achievements that have been obtained. If we are not free, no one will respect us. Means अगर हम किसी देश के गुलाम होते जैसे पहले colonial people हमें rule करते थे तो there was no respect for Indians, right? We were ill treated everywhere. But once we got independence, we have gained respect. So if you fail, never give up. Fail means first attempt in learning. अगर आप कहीं पे नाकामयाब होते हैं तो हिम्मत नहीं हारनी चाहिए बिकॉज ये फेलियर विल ओनली टीच यू नो इट इज़ अ फर्स्ट स्टेप इन लर्निंग राइट नाउ what he's telling, I have three visions. He says three visions for India. And he has studied not 1 year or 2 years, he has studied 3,000 years of our history. उसने अपनी इंडिया की 3,000 साल पुरानी हिस्ट्री को स्टडी की है अब्दुल कलाम जी ने. People from all over the world have come and invaded us. What he has said, कि in this 3,000 years, I have only read and studied is what, कि people have entered India. जैसे ब्रिटिश, पोर्चुगीज वगैरह, Alexander the Great, Greeks, French, Dutch, they came to India. They invaded India, right? They captured our land, conquered our minds. From Alexander onwards, Greek, Portuguese, British, see, they were all fighting, right? They stayed with us. उन्होंने हमारा अपना जो ब्रेन है वॉश किया. They try to spread their own religion. But have you heard that we Indians have gone somewhere else and looted? No. Yet we have not done this to other nations. Have we gone just because Britishers came to India? We went to England and tried to capture their lands. Did we do that? No, we have never done this. We have not conquered anyone. We have not grabbed their lands. Grab matlab kabza karna. Their culture and their history, because we are the people who respect all religion and culture, nor tried to force our way of life on them. Why? Why we have never done this? Why didn't we tell that the religion, that is Hinduism or Muslims, Islam, why we have not tried to force our religion on anyone? Because we respect the freedom. We respect the people, right? We respect people's own opinion. Yes? That is why my first vision of India is freedom. He says, freedom is very, very important. I believe that India had its first vision of freedom. Now he is telling that India ने अपनी freedom का नज़ारा कब देखा first? The first uprising during British rule, 1857, War of Independence, when Mangal Pandey, when the Indian soldiers were asked to chew the rifles, which hurted the attics of Muslims because those rifles were coated with fats of pig, which was unholy to Muslims, and fats of cow, which was holy to Hindus. So that was the first revolution where Indians refused to do that, and we started the war of independence. It is this freedom that we protect and nurture, and that is what he says, this is the freedom what we have got after fighting so many battles. Our great leaders, we have to protect and nurture. Nurture means take care of and build on. If we are not free, no one will respect us. Again, he is telling us, if we are not free, no one will respect us. So we must respect our independence, freedom, right? The revolt of 1857, that was the first revolt, and it took place everywhere in the country. Even the army, even the school, colleges, people were out on the road shouting in the procession, refusing to follow what the government, colonial government, was telling. Now, the second vision for India is development. Freedom ho gaya. Now, he wants our India to be termed as a developed country. So, in second vision of India is development. For 50 years, we are still developing, right? It is time to see ourselves. Now it is a time where we must see that our country is highly developed. He is telling us that we are among the 5 great nations of the world जिसकी gross domestic product means जो चीज़ हमारे इंडिया में बनती है has increased 10%, 10 times in most of the areas. Our poverty lines are falling, means हमारे देश में से गरीबी कम हो रही है. Poverty lines are falling. Achievements are being globally recognized. हम जो काम कर रहे हैं, हमारी जो डिस्कवरीज है, हमारे जो प्रोडक्ट्स है, वो अच्छी क्वालिटी के हैं. तो पीपल आर रिकग्नाइजिंग आवर वर्क. हमको लोग एक्सेप्ट करने लगे. नाउ इंडिया इज नो मोर कॉल्ड एन अंडर डेवलप्ड कंट्री. इंडिया इज कॉल्ड अ डेवलप्ड कंट्री. येट ही इज टेलिंग, इतना सब होने के बाद भी हमारे में क्या नहीं है? वी लैक सेल्फ कॉन्फिडेंस टू सी अवर सेल्फ. हम ये कबूल करने को तैयार ही नहीं है, क्योंकि हमारे में कॉन्फिडेंस की कमी है दैट वी आर अ डेवलप्ड नेशन. डू वी से नहीं यार, हमारे इंडिया में कुछ नहीं है, बिकॉज हमारे में कॉन्फिडेंस नहीं है. वी मस्ट थिंक दैट वी आर द बेस्ट. Why should we want foreign products? We lack self-confidence to see ourselves as a developed nation, self-reliant and self-assured. We are not self-reliant. हमें अपने आप पे विश्वास नहीं है, और हम जो काम कर रहे हैं हमें अश्योरेंस भी नहीं है ये सही है या गलत. सो यहाँ पे हम कमज़ोर हो जाते हैं. दिस इज़ अवर वीक पॉइंट. Isn't this right? Yes, it is right? So that is, we must stand up for the world. Means हमें अपना confidence level बढ़ाना है और दुनिया के सामने खड़ा होना है. We must stand up in front of the world. Now, another one he is telling is, we are the second largest producer of wheat. हमारे इंडिया में पूरी दुनिया से ज़्यादा wheat ग्रो होता है. We are the second largest producer of wheat. We are the second largest producer of rice because India ki climate is beautiful. You can, if you see Himalayas, snow-clad mountains, many rivers flowing, plateau, plains, desert, rainforest, right? So we are the second largest producer of rice, and we are first in milk production. And do you see this Mr. Dr. Varghese Kurian? He started White Revolution. You know what is White Revolution? He is a pioneer in white because जब from everywhere, every farmers, they have cows, buffaloes, right? They are milch animals. They give milk. So the milk which they collected, now milk would get easily spoiled and lot of milk was collected, फिर फेंकना पड़ता था. तो he saw that कहीं पे milk पहुंचता ही नहीं कुछ states में. तो he started, Dr. Varghese Kurian started white. He said he started a program where दूर दूर से जिसके पास काव और बफेलोज है वो लोग सुबह सुबह अपने घर की गाय या भैंस को में से दूध निकाल कर दे वुड टेक टू द सेंटर इन देयर पर्टिकुलर एरिया एंड दे वुड सेल. तो उनको एक पैसे भी मिलते थे. अपने घर के लिए वो रख लेते थे, बाकी जो एक्स्ट्रा दूध बचता था फेंकने की बजाय दे वुड टेक इट टू द सेंटर एंड दे वुड अर्न मनी. एंड दिस मिल्क वॉज प्रोसेस्ड in the factory which was put up, जहाँ पे pasteurized, and the milk which we get, see Amul has a factory in Gujarat but we are having milk over here, right? So these pasteurized milk we are able to consume, and he is a person who started it. Now we are the number one in remote sensing. Now what is remote sensing, children? Remote sensing is what? A man-made satellite launched into space for communication. Means a satellite which we send in the space, which tells us, or through which we get informations of weather conditions, rains, winter, climatic condition. So that is remote sensing satellite. We are number one. Now, he's given us another example of Dr. Shudarshan. He was a small villager, but what did he do? He transformed the tribal village into a self-sustaining and self-driving unit. उसने अपनी पूरी विलेज को कन्वर्ट कर दिया है, and he has made it independent. मतलब everything can be done in village only. There are millions of such achievements. बट आवर मीडिया इज ऑब्सर्व. देर ऐसी बहुत सारी स्टोरीज हैं, ऐसे बहुत सारे अचीवमेंट्स हैं जो इंडिया ने किए हैं, बहुत सारे अच्छे काम. बट हमारी जो मीडिया है, दैट इज़ न्यूज़पेपर, मैगजीन्स, टीवी न्यूज़, वी आर ऑब्सेस विद बैड न्यूज़. क्योंकि हमारे हेडलाइंस में क्या छपेगा? हमेशा बैड न्यूज़. आज यहाँ पे बम ब्लास्ट हुआ, आज यहाँ पे इतने मारे गए, यहाँ पे ये चोरी डकैती हुई, बहुत सारे लोग घायल हो गए, टेररिस्ट अटैक हुए. एंड वी आर ओनली, हमारे दिमाग में यही घूमता रहता है. वी आर ऑब्सेस्ड विथ ऑल दिस बैड न्यूज़, फेलियर्स एंड डिजास्टर्स. वी डू नॉट रियलाइज सेल्फ रिस्पेक्ट कम्स विथ सेल्फ रिलायंस. और हम ये भूल गए हैं कि हमें अपने आप को पहले रिस्पेक्ट करना है, तभी हमें अपने आप में विश्वास पैदा होगा. Yes. Now children, with this I tell you something. Dr. Kalam, with this I finished this lecture, but I'd like to tell you something really very good thing. It's a short summary I'm talking about the things what we did just now. Dr. Kalam, known for his love for the student community, delivered this speech. Now I had told you before only that in an Indian Institute of Technology in Hyderabad, where he outlined his true vision in 3000 years of our history, people from all over the world have come and invaded and captured our land, conquered our minds from Alexandria onwards, Greek, Turks, Mughals, Portuguese, the British, the French, and the Dutch. All of them came and looted us, right? I have already explained you, but we're just summarizing, means we're just recapitulating. We have not conquered anyone. We have not grabbed their lands and culture, their history, and tried to enforce our way of life on them because we respect the freedom of others. Now, that is why my first vision is freedom. Now, the first vision of Abdul Kalam is freedom. I believe that India got his first vision in 1857, the first uprising. When we started a war of independence, it is this freedom that we must protect and nurture. और ये जो freedom हमें मिली है, we must protect and take care of it. If we are not free, no one will respect us. His second vision is development. For 50 years, we have been developing nation. It is a time we see ourselves as developed nations. We are among the top 5 nations in the world in the term of GDP. GDP, I have already told you, gross domestic products. We have 10% growth rate in most areas. Everywhere our production has increased. 10% is great amount, huh? Oh, our poverty lines are falling. Our achievements are being recognized globally. Yet we lack self-confidence to see ourselves as a developed nation, self-reliant, self-assured. Isn't it incorrect? Now children, question answers. We will do question answers into 2 parts. I have not completed a chapter. This is a question answer of the things what we have done just now. Right? So let's start. This is the half part of the question answers we'll be doing, children. You all know, right? Now this is question based on page number 40, right? What are the 3 visions of APJ Kalam? 3 visions of India are freedom, develop, and standing up. There are, besides the margin question, there is some extra questions also, which you need to know. What happened? What helped Dr. Kalam to fix 3 visions of India? Dr. Kalam fixed 3 visions for India based on achievements and progress he has witnessed in the history of nation and during his own career as a missile scientist. Now, what is Dr. Kalam's main focus for India? The focus of Kalam's presentation is on developing India into the fullest potential while standing up to the rest of the world with fully validated self-respect for achievements that we have obtained in modern times. The fourth question, which people have captured our land and looted us? Alexandria onwards, Greek, Portuguese, British, French, Dutch, all of them have looted us and took over what was ours. How should we handle our freedom? We should protect, nurture, and build on our freedom. If we are not free, no one will respect us. Now, this is something complete the following, which is extra. See, there are something extra which I want you to do this lesson so well, and you should read this lesson. It's a beautiful lesson. एंड ये जो अब्दुल कलाम जी हमें सिखाते हैं, हमें उसने अच्छी अच्छी बातें बताई हैं. वी मस्ट पुट इन टू आवर सेल्फ, वी मस्ट ग्रास्प इट, टेक इन टू आवर सेल्फ. एंड उसके जो वर्ड्स है, उनके जो काम है, वो जो हमें बता रहे हैं, वी मस्ट ट्राई टू पुट इट इन टू आवर एवरी ड्रॉप ऑफ ब्लड, आई वुड से. देन ओनली वी कैन प्रोग्रेस. Complete the following. If we are not free, no one will respect us. In 3000 years of our history, people from all over the world have come and invaded us, captured our lands, and conquered our minds. Now, children, this is on the page 41. Because in the next lecture, part 2, we will continue with the explanation and we have workshop to do also. Okay, so let's get started. What are the characteristics of a developed nation? Developed nation के points क्या हैं? हम कौन सी कंट्री को डेवलप नेशन कहेंगे? Nations where poverty lines are falling and its achievements are globally recognized. Second is if a country is self-reliant and self-assured. Third, military power and economic power are strong. हम मिलिट्री में भी स्ट्रांग होने चाहिए, इकोनॉमिकली फाइनेंशियली भी स्ट्रांग होने चाहिए. Then that country is called to be a developed country. Gross domestic product rate should be high. Write down the achievements of India. India ने क्या क्या achieve किया है? We have done this. The achievements of India is the second largest producer of wheat and rice in the world. India is the first in milk production. India is number 1 in remote sensing satellite. The tribal village of India transferred into self-sustaining and self-driving unit. How? By installing solar heaters, solar cookers, right? Growing plants, food grains, vegetables, self-sustaining. कहीं पे कुछ लेने की ज़रूरत ही नहीं बाजार जाने की. Everything is in your house. India has growth rate of 10% in most of the areas. What are the drawbacks? हमारे में ये अच्छी बात है, उसके साथ कुछ बुरा भी है. हमारे में क्या गलतियां हैं? हमने बहुत अचीव किया है, लेकिन every coin has a two sides. So we Indians fail to recognize our own strength. हमें हमारी ताकत का अंदाज़ा नहीं है, हमारे अचीवमेंट्स का अंदाज़ा नहीं है. हम बहुत कुछ कर सकते हैं. We have so many amazing stories, but we refuse to acknowledge them. There are millions of such achievements, but over media we are obsessed with bad news, disasters and failures. हमें सिर्फ यही चीज़ में ज़्यादा इंटरेस्ट है. हम कोई अच्छी बात सुनने को तैयार ही नहीं है. Right? What are the prerequisites of self-respect? Self-respect and self-reliance के लिए prerequisite क्या है? Self-reliance है ना. हमें अपने आप में विश्वास होना चाहिए. What foreign stuff we Indians are crazy about? हमें foreign imported TV चाहिए, T-shirts चाहिए, technology चाहिए, right? What is the dream of a 14-year-old girl in Hyderabad to live in a developed? Now this we will be doing in the next video, but I have given you. There were 3 questions which I had to give, so we will do with this marginal questions and extra questions. Now the same questions will be given to you in the note form. See you with the next lecture. Have a nice day, children. I hope you all enjoyed this lecture and you will follow the footstep of Abdul Kalam ji, right?